And I said, come over, come on over, you'll say.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Town of Portland podcast. This is, I believe it's going to be our holiday edition, and this is going to be our episode number 55, and with me in the studio is our first selectman, Mr. Ryan Curley. So, hi, Ryan, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Dave. How are you? How about yourself?
Sure, you got all your Christmas shopping done?
Well, I'm just about finished with mine. How about you?
Heck no.
We're going to see you out on Christmas Eve?
Yes, exactly. We're going to be in Walgreens buying Tic Tacs. So,
I'll let them know you're coming.
great, fantastic. So anyway, so what's happening? Tell us.
Yeah, no,
bring,
it's
bring us up to speed. We had a selectmen meeting last week.
We did, yeah, and we have one more for the year.
Yep,
we have another selectmen meeting coming up next Wednesday.
Yep.
And the 21st, and it'll be a busier agenda, I think. Last week, we went.
Executive session.
We went into executive session, and it was kind of one of our later meetings. I don't think we got out until about 10:30. So
yeah.
We'll see. Hopefully, we have a lot to get through next week, but just some housekeeping stuff. I know the Board of Selectmen seems ready to change our meeting times.
Yes.
For the 2023 calendar year. So anyone listening, the Board of Selectmen meetings will still be on the first and third Wednesdays of the month in the Buck Foreman room at 265 Main Street.
265 Main Street. That's correct.
And the only difference is the meetings are going to start a half an hour earlier this year at 7 p.m. as opposed to 7:30 p.m. It's not official yet. The board hasn't voted on it, but we talked about it and we discussed it at our last meeting, and there seemed to be full consensus that we could start at 7.
Yeah, well, if it works, then that way we can get Sean in bed by 9:30.
There we go. And, you can get home and catch up on your shows, Dave.
Yeah, there you go. Yes.
So, we've had a lot of great activities lately. We had our holiday tree lighting and light parade on December 4th, and that went really, really well. It was great to see the holiday light parade back after a several-year hiatus. I think it had been on hold since, I don't know if it was COVID or if it was prior to that. But
I think we had the tree lighting last year, but there was no parade.
No parade.
It was just the band and the chorus, and but this was very well attended, and we had great weather, and it was, like I say, it was good to see the parade back. We had, I think, over 15 or 16 participants, so it was really good.
It was great, yeah. A lot of people participated in the light parade, and even some newer businesses in town, like Birdon was there, which was really great to have a new company in town, also becoming a part of the community as well.
I was hoping they'd bring a Coast Guard cutter up and run it down Main Street.
They said maybe next year.
There you go.
We'll see. But no, certainly it was a great event, and hopefully we'll build on that for next year as well. So we're gonna keep. Oh boy, Dave, that's
no.
It's a rookie mistake.
Yeah, it's a rookie mistake. Yes.
So let's just go through some of the other projects that are going on in town. We have everybody is always asking about Brainerd Place, what's going on with Brainerd.
Yep.
And they're moving forward. They have started some of the excavation for the first foundation on Building E. That's the first of the apartment buildings that will be going up. So that's started. I'm looking forward. I think we're all looking forward to things going vertical as well.
Yes.
Sometime soon. Mizzy Construction is doing the drainage, and they've just about finished with the curbing and paving on Lower Main Street. So with the development of this size, there's a lot of
infrastructure that has to go.
Exactly. So infrastructure is key, and so thankfully the curbing and paving for the drainage is almost completed, and I'm told that Mizzy will be starting on the sewer system for next week.
Yep.
So that's coming soon. So there's a lot of things to work out as you go through these types of projects because they're so large. And I'm told that the sidewalks, the Mizzy did have to take some sidewalks, rip up some sidewalks on Main Street. They're going to be repairing that and putting everything back. We might have to wait a little bit because of the cold weather.
Yeah, concrete plants being shut down. Yes.
But other than that, Brainerd Place continues to move along. They're doing well. I'm scheduled to have a call with the developer soon to find out. I'm eager to find out how we're doing as far as businesses coming in and filling those storefronts. And we know we have Starbucks, but we're slated. There's a restaurant. I know there's a restaurant coming, but we need to find out more details, and hopefully we'll have some more information on all that soon.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Be great. Well, it's like I say, it's coming, and it's the grounds are being excavated, and of course, bringing the infrastructure. We had to bring that from down under the bridge, so to accommodate all of the new buildings and so forth. So all the infrastructure that was there was with the old Elmcrest Hospital was all antiquated, had to be ripped out. So
exactly. And so moving on, we've got a lot of other projects in the works. Our senior center renovation project that includes a kitchen renovation. It includes HVAC upgrades and a generator for the senior center. That is all coming to fruition here. The Board of Selectmen at our first December meeting, we signed on for Resco Construction, who won the bid for the senior center. And we had our pre-construction meeting earlier this week on Tuesday, and it really was a great meeting. It's great to have Joe Oresco, who's a local resident.
Local residents, yes.
Working on the project, and it's scheduled to start in mid-January, so it's coming up really quick.
Yep.
And tentatively, it's scheduled to be completed around May 30th. That's what we put in the contract. We're hoping it's a lot sooner than that.
Right.
The only thing that's going to hold us up is the lead time on some of the equipment.
Yeah, I know. Everything is, supply chain issues are plaguing everybody right now.
The biggest one, I think, is the generator. The generator may be up to almost 10 months.
Is that right? Wow.
For the one that we're looking for. So, but they can put the pad in for the generator, and they can put everything.
Pre-wire it.
Exactly. So once we get it, they just drop it in, and it's good to go. But that's really exciting to get that going. I know Lynn, our senior center director, is eager for that. And during this, while the construction's going on, the senior center will be providing a meal program for 16 weeks. That's part of the grant that we received.
Yeah.
So if any seniors are listening and want to find out more information on that, please reach out to Lynn at the senior center, and she can get you some information on that. But yeah, so that's moving along. We're excited about that. Another project that's moving along quickly now is the Brownstone Avenue remediation project. So we were in a little bit of a hiatus because ECR, our contractor who's doing all the work, they had dug up all our contaminated soil.
Right.
But then the next question is, well, where does that contaminated soil go to? And there's only a handful I think there's only one place in the state that's still accepting this contaminated soil. And so we had to get approval from them in order to truck it there.
Yep.
We just got approval on Monday to start, and we started yesterday. And I stopped by the site yesterday afternoon. They had already done 22 loads of this contaminated soil. They're trucking it out. We have about 3,000 cubic yards of soil that will be coming out of the site. And then we have another 3,000 cubic yards of soil coming in from a development that's going in South Glastonbury. And this is clean fill. They've tested this. It's unused soil. So it's really great that we were able to find a local source. And we also were able to save some money in the process because the other options were significantly more expensive. So I want to thank Selectman Sean Manning for doing the legwork. He sent me a text. He said, "Hey, why don't you call this guy who's building some homes over in Glastonbury?" And it ended up working out very well for us in the town. So
Great.
Yeah. So we're excited for that. The remediation should be completed very soon, because once they get that soil in, they have to ECR will compact it, and they will basically grade it and flatten it out, and that should just about complete this phase of the project. Now, the next phase of the project is something that I'm pleased to announce that DECD has awarded tentatively the town of Portland an additional $500,000 for remediation to complete. This would fully complete the remediation of 248 Brownstone Avenue.
Okay.
Now, the catch with this award is that the town must find a business partner, a private developer, who is interested in
Developing the site.
Exactly. So we are going to be issuing another RFP, a request for proposal, and I think we're going to make it a little more broader than last time, where we had issued an RFP earlier, and that went out over the summer, and it was specifically really looking for a restaurant to go in that site. And while I think a restaurant is great, I think that we should also just cast a wider net
Yes.
and then see what our options are at the end of that RFP. So I'm excited about that. It's another carrot to put on our hook when we talk to developers, and we can say, hey, not only do you have a site that's already been remediated, but we also have an additional $500,000 for you to work with when you come to this site.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think that'll be good, and I'm excited to see what the new year brings with that. We'll be issuing that RFP sometime earlier in the new year. The next project that we have, and we're at the high school. I see our track is right in front of me as I look out the window here. I got an email from Bob Shea over, I think it was yesterday, just to give us an update. And SLR is the company that's doing all the engineering and design work for the track. They were up here this past week, and they did some boring operations in 9 different locations on the track, and they're taking these samples and they're testing the samples, and they're going to be able to tell a lot with the samples about where there's degradation and subsurface materials. They go 4 to 6 feet in depth, and then the plan is to use the bid specs and develop the RFP to go out over, probably it's going to be out by February.
Okay.
And so we still need to get a contractor who's going to build the track for us. We're going to demolish the old track and then put a new one in, but we're still in that timetable, and the plan is to get this completed. I would like to see it for the start of the school year.
Sure.
We'll see. I think our grant contract has by October 31st.
Okay.
But we're moving forward on that, moving in all the right directions, and that's just another project that we're excited to see come to fruition here. And then our water project, our water search project, GZA has been working with the town. We've had a couple meetings now looking at ideas. GZA's given the town a map that shows there's certain things that you have to look for when we look for our own water source, and GZA has identified areas in town that would be of interest in looking for water. And you look at this map of Portland, and we are very fortunate because there's a lot of areas that
hydrologically it has a lot of potential.
Yes, yeah, we're very fortunate in Portland to have the aquifers that we have, and also to be on a fault line that we're on as well. So there's several different options that GZA is looking at, and they're going out. I believe they're going out next week, early next week, and they're walking properties in town. We've been getting permission from property owners to walk these properties, and then they're going to be doing some electrical current. And Dave, you would probably know what they're doing. They stick these metal rods into the ground.
Yeah. Basically, it's kind of like the old divining rods that we used to, and basically it looks at the continuity and potential of a water source below the surface. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they're going to be doing that, and basically what they're doing is they're mapping out the town of Portland. And so really we want to be prudent where we dig our test wells, because like everything else, the cost of these test wells has been skyrocketing with inflation and the cost of metal. And so it costs a lot to go deep in the ground, and so we really want to be careful with where we're digging these wells. So we want to know exactly kind of what we expect to find ahead of time.
Yep.
So we're not just drilling,
Poking and hoping.
Exactly. We don't want to poke and hope. So GZA is doing a really good job getting that information for us. And they are very optimistic that we're going to be able to find a good water source for the town of Portland. And then the question becomes the infrastructure, the treatment of the water, and how we're going to get that and pipe that in for our customers. And so that'll be the next phase. Right now we're in that exploration phase, and so far so good. And we hope to have a lot more news on that as GZA moves forward with this.
Sure. Well, that's great. That's fantastic. I think, otherwise, as far as that goes, we got, hopefully we can get a light year as far as snowfall and all of that kind of stuff, so we can...
That would be nice. A light year snowfall would be nice. It would be nice for our public works crews. They were out. I think it was Sunday. They were out.
Yep.
Just about. Some of them were out all night. And so we certainly want to thank them for all that they do to keep the roads safe in Portland. And it was interesting, Dave. I was answering a question that someone asked on Facebook the other day and about our roads, and we have had some break-ins in cars. And I shouldn't say break-ins. There's thieves that go from town to town, and they go and they check cars to see if they're unlocked.
Yeah,
they're not breaking windows. They're not breaking and entering. They're just trying to open car door handles, and if they can get in, they do steal valuables.
Yep.
So and sometimes they'll even steal the car. So, but while I was doing that, I didn't realize we have over 70 miles of roadway in the town of Portland. So.
Yep.
That's a lot of road that our police have to, protect,
Sure.
and also a lot of road that our public works has to
Plow and sand.
Exactly. So just want to remind everybody to lock their cars, especially this time of year. If you have Christmas gifts in the car, you make sure they're locked. So
Yes, absolutely.
Nobody's taking them. But yeah, other than that, I think there's other projects in the works. I do want to mention we do have our shelter diversion grant that I don't talk too much about, but we recently received an extension on this grant for another year. I think I've mentioned it in the past, but one of the great things with this is the 211. So if anyone's experiencing maybe a homeless situation or hardship, the 211 system exists in Connecticut, where you dial 211 and you'll get connected to a CAN, a coordinated access network. And one of those networks is run through a grant in Portland with Mercy Housing.
Correct.
And so with this extension, we had originally received a grant under Susan Bransfield for a year of this grant for Mercy Housing, and that was going to expire at the end of this year. And we ended up getting another extension for a full year. So right now, this program goes until December 31st of 2023.
Nice.
And with that, we now have a dedicated employee of Mercy Housing that is in the town of Portland working in right next to Youth Services.
Youth Services, yes.
And working alongside Jesse Ravicki. And it's a win for the town because
Sure.
I know with everything else, with prices going up, people are going through some hard
struggling.
times. Yeah. And to have a resource like that in the town of Portland 5 days a week,
Yep.
I think it's great for the town.
Oh,
So I
absolutely.
just want to make sure that people are aware of that. People are aware of the 211 program, and also that we have this in town. And I would encourage if anybody is struggling, you could call Youth Services and we can go through the 211. Jesse can walk you through the 211 system, and we can get you in touch with that individual that's in Portland
Sure.
as well.
Well, in fact, at the tree lighting ceremony, the Mercy folks had a nice table set up there and handing out information.
That's right.
Which was very nice. So
That's right.
Very
Yeah.
informative.
Yeah, and also I had another visit with our Bird on Friends last week. Representatives from Senator Murphy's office was there and had another tour, and they're really moving ahead.
Wrapping up the operation.
Yeah, they are, and they're almost done. They're working on a pad right now, a large concrete pad where they're going to be doing bead blasting for the ships, and And so that's almost completed, and they've recently got approval for a large new building that's going to be going up early in the new year
I think
too.
that's kind of a hoop house that they had. That's what they came into planning and zoning at.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of plans for Portland. They have 2 boats that they're working on now. I think the first is scheduled to be completed in April. They're going to be turning over that craft to the Coast Guard. And so they're going to be doing a big ceremony or something cool for that. And
Nice.
so we're looking forward to that in April. And also they're also ramping up the speed at which they're going to be able to turn these
operations.
boats over. So it's really great to see this progress. And I think they have some other things that may be coming down the pike as well. But certainly they've been great partners for the town. And also they're keeping both the marinas open.
Yep.
So
And they're employing people, so which is good.
a lot of people. Yeah, they've brought on a lot of new hires, and these are skilled jobs that are coming into the town, and there's going to be 30 Coast Guard that are going to be here as well once it gets into full production.
Nice.
So not only do you have the the burn-on employees, but you have the Coast Guard.
Sure.
And we also had gotten a shout out from the Coast Guard social media account this week, where they had pictures of the 2 cutters in Portland, and they talked about how Burn-On is repurposing these boats, and this is in Portland, Connecticut.
That's it.
So that's pretty cool. When I think they have like 1 million followers. So when you see that and you see Portland, Connecticut, it's a pretty cool thing.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so that's it for me, Dave. I just want to wish you and everyone listening a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and Happy Holidays.
And right back at you, Ryan. And I think you're getting into that holiday season and so forth. So again, from all of us here to all of you out there, this is our episode number 55 and our holiday version of our Town of Portland podcast. And again, Ryan, thanks you for all you do. And we will catch you probably after the first of the year. We'll get another one in here. So on behalf of all of us here at the Town of Portland Town Tech Educational Podcast Studio, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us today. I'm your host, Dave Kosminski. Please tune in every week for new and relevant conversations about the town of Portland. You can find us at portlandct.org or at YouTube/Town of Portland, and now wherever you listen to your podcasts. If you've enjoyed our podcast, please consider subscribing and sharing with friends. This podcast was produced by the Town Tech Educational Partnership Program, which is a partnership between Portland High School and the Portland Town Hall. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or organization, check out towntech.org/podcast to learn more.